but the funny thing is, women who look like you and share your reflection are losing because you're the most unmarried, unprotected out here by yourselves. White, Hispanic, Middle Eastern, and Asian women are married. They got families, extended families, natural networks to do business, to build with, to pass on wealth, more opportunities. We got individuals.
Okay, and you're saying that we're the most unprotected, disrespected, etc. As a result, you know, that's why a lot of women are the way that they are. That's why they...
You're unprotected because you choose to be. They're not unprotected because the men don't want. No, ma'am. Excuse me. You're not unprotected because men don't want. No, excuse me, ma'am. I'm sorry. No. 80% of divorces are filed by women. You're unprotected because you leave your relationships.
This old buzzard in his misdirection of anger mad because the 2 wives that he had filed for divorce. Maybe if you was a better husband, then no one would have a reason to file for divorce. And if you filed for divorce, it was your poor choice in woman. Now, I tried to stop talking about your auntie, but I keep seeing little videos like this where he's out here confusing these little young girls. Now, listen now and hear me good one time. If black women are the most unmarried and unprotected women out there alone, how is it our fault that black men aren't creating successful family units like other races of men who possess leadership skills? It's too many black men out here unqualified and not even husband material, barely making $30,000 a year, uneducated with a shitty attitude and are promiscuous. Black women are standing toe-to-toe with other races of men as far as education and finances go. We are this way because we have no choice but to do so. And here this young lady is attempting to explain that to Father Time, and his rebuttal consists of telling her that black women choose this like she isn't a black woman. Sir, a black woman is telling you why black women act the way that black women do. And instead of you listening to the black woman, you want to tell the black woman who the black woman is. Let the black woman tell you why we do what we do, sir. And then to support your weak ass argument, you say 80% of women file for divorce. Wouldn't that mean we actually do get married? Think about that. You're using some weak ass red pill narrative to prove some point about black women being single, and you tell her we're single because 80% of women file for divorce. Are we single or do we get married, sir? Make up your mind. You basically just nullified the narrative that black women are single.
Too many black women that have stayed loyal to us through it all, put up with our bullshit, and stuck by us. So I think if we say black women, we have to look at the fact when they call black women gold diggers. We ain't got no gold. The average brother's only making $30,000 a year, so they're not gold diggers. If anything, they'd have to be a bronze in there, because hell, that's all the black man got. So when the black woman looks at us, they do not recognize us anymore because they're looking for manhood. They're looking for godhood in us, not what's up, dog? No, let's flip that to G-O-D. That's what they don't see. So
we have more black women, right, graduating from college, 2-to-1 to black men. You throw in incarceration rates, you throw in the unemployment rates, and you're saying there's just not enough black men.
Well, there are not enough black men for all of the college-educated black women in particular that have the type of husbands that they want to have.
The type that they want to have. Now, I put this out, and we had this conversation yesterday, and a lot of people were chiming in, and I decided to ask for questions from viewers. And one of the questions, simply put, is, do black women deserve better than what black men have to offer? That seems like a very heavy question there, but is that essentially what it is? Do we not measure up to the quality of black women right now?
That's really a great way to put it, and I will admit that I usually think about it from the other perspective, which is that is it fair to ask black women to sacrifice their own happiness on the altar, as it were, of black men's struggles? And I think not.
What is that?
I think not.
Okay, what's that sacrifice necessarily when we're talking about, and I asked you this question yesterday, is it always marrying down if the person you're marrying doesn't make as much money or have the same level of education? Could be a good guy.
Yeah, He could be a good guy, and lots of relationships work across classes. That's true. But it's also the case that for everyone, not simply for the women, but for the men as well, having a spouse who is matched to you educationally in terms of your outlook, your aspirations, your experiences, that's a positive thing. So it's actually not a great thing for the wife or the husband if they're in a mismatched relationship.
All right, and we know a lot of conversations were started yesterday because of this topic, and I had one of these conversations at my house with Mrs. Holmes, and one of these things that keeps coming up is how do you, and the word I think my wife used was reprogram, if you will, black women, because you're suggesting they need to be open to dating outside of their race. But, you know, a lot of black women just like brothers. They like the black man.
Right.
So
Right.
if you're just not
Right.
attracted naturally, why have them give up on finding a black man?
Right, that's a great question. And the issue, the way I think of that is that women have been asked to carry a great load. Black women shoulder a lot of the burden, in short, of black men's struggles. And I am asking women to put the burden down. Many women think that they're attracted to black men. They are attracted to black men. But attraction itself is complicated. And one of the things that I discovered in the course of writing this book is that there's a whole host of fears and desires and anxieties that animate black women's attraction to black men.
Okay, and on that, though, I got another question from a viewer. Judy sent in and said, well, it sounds like you're saying, why should black women give up the good fight? You know, you're not telling them to take on a project of fixing a man necessarily, but...
All right, so if you're a single mother out there, I need you to listen. I need you to listen carefully. And if you know a single mother, I need you to tag her in the comments because they all need to hear this. So nobody's really saying this, and I feel like it absolutely needs to be said. You want to know why you're not appreciated? You really want to know why you're not appreciated? I'll tell you why. Because they don't know what you go through. You see, I'm not a single parent because I'm raising Zori alone, but I'm a co-parent. And when I have her alone. I know what it's like to try to get her and the groceries in the house. I know what it's like to try to get to places on time. I know what it's like to try to get your personal stuff done, but they all come secondary to her needs. I understand that. And I just want to take a moment to tell you, thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate everything that you do for our future and for our children.